Good morning and good evening, everybody. Sorry, there was a technical issue and I had to fix it. Um, Let me just recap on what we talked last couple of weeks. The first week, we talked on the various what is definition of stress and what are the various symptoms of stress and what are the various causes of the stress. And we also talked about what happens when we um, are putting our body through fight and flight response and what kind of issues it will cause to our body if that becomes a chronic scenario. For instance, I was telling about immunity getting suppressed and various bodily illness. So today I would like to focus on integrative stress management. Um, we have um, I've identified few of those integrative therapies or the protocols. To start with, one of them is Ayurveda. What are the various Ayurvedic principles which we can use to really focus on how do we manage stress? Um, in Ayurveda, I'll be talking about herbology. I mean, within Ayurveda, you can talk I'll be talking about Eastern herbology and Western herbology, the herbs which we get in India and around India, and also the herbs which we get in United States and North America. The second protocol is marma therapy. I'll give you a brief definition of marma therapy and I'll also identify certain marma points which are very useful for managing stress. Then I'll also talk about aromatherapy. Then I'll open up for a question and answer session. Um, from a Western and Eastern herbology perspective, there are various herbs which are very effective in terms of managing stress. Some of those herbs are ashwagandha, brahmi, basil, jatamansi, kapikachu, shankapushpi, shatavari, similarly skullcap, gotukula, valerian root. Normally, the combination of these herbs um, our Ayurvedic practitioners and doctors take one or many of these herbs, create a formulation, and the focus of any Ayurvedic herbal formulation or Western herbology formulations is we need to figure out how can we um, normally doctors or practitioners pick nervine tonics slash nervine sedatives with a digestive, we call it as carrier, which will stimulate the digestion. And in Sanskrit, it's called as dipana. So the combination of one of these herbs, one or more of these herbs, combined with the dipana, that's a carrier herb, to accelerate the digestion is what will be useful. Again, the point here is we should focus on taking nervine tonics slash nervine sedatives along with a digestive stimulant. Anytime when we are taking an herbal formulation, you'll always have a herb which works as a chief herb, which has the highest potency to make the impact or to address the root cause of the problem. Second will be normally you will support that with one or more herbs to really enhance the quality of the chief herb. Then you'll have some carrier herbs which will go and take the herbs to the intestines, stimulate the digestion, and that's how you're going to get into a bloodstream. And that's when you'll start seeing the effect of these herbs. That's the reason why normally it is better to take multiple times a day, and based on the kind of the situation, your Ayurvedic doctor prescribe with warm water, with sometimes it will be warm water, sometimes it will be cold water, room temperature water, or sometimes before meals, after meals. It all depends on how how much of what all you really need, what all you want to mix these herbs to make the final impact. Again, these are the herbs: ashwagandha, brahmi, basil, jetmansi, kapikachu, shankapushpi, shatavari, skullcap, valerian root. So we should always look for nervine tonics, nervine sedatives with a carrier herb. Now let's talk about, this is the from a herbs perspective. These are the herbs which are useful for anytime when we are undergoing stress. These are the herbs which will help us to de-stress ourselves and manage the stress. Now let's look at marma therapy as a second integrative protocol. What is a marma point, and what's the significance of marma point when it comes to stress or in general any of our health issues? See, marma, there are 107 marma points in our body. Let me just take one or two examples of marma point. For instance, we have a marma point called Adipati. It's somewhere right here. Marma points are measured in anguli. So they say it's 1 anguli, 2 anguli, half anguli, half a finger, right? So now every marma point is located on our physical body. Again, they've divided entire body into 4 sections: arms and feet, or abdomen, head and neck. So they've divided the body into various locations or various sections, and each section have certain marma points. Now, the significance of marma point is, this is the point, this is the connection between the physical realm, that's the body, and our consciousness. So the subtle realm and the physical realm are linked through a marma point. Now, when you look at a marma point, there are 107 marma points in our body. These 107 marma points are linked to around 14 nadis. 14 nadis in turn are linked to 7 chakras. That is how a physical point in the body can also be helping us to relieve an issue with a subtle chakra. So we have 7 chakras. So the point which we need to remember is there are 107 marma points, 14 nadis, and 7 chakras. When we are doing a marma therapy on a particular point, it is basically what it's doing is, it is unblocking the energy flow. A lot of times we have bodily issues because of blockage of energy. Now, if we look at human body, we are not just made out of flesh. It's just not gross. In addition to what we are seeing with our naked eye, it also has frequencies, light, and lots of energy. When there are blockages this energy, we got to figure out, in addition to taking physical solutions or protocols which will affect the physical body. So that's the reason why I started with herbs. I gave you a list of herbs that's working on the physical aspect and to some extent mental aspect, because that's where you're not talking about nervine tonics and sedatives. We also need to look at the energy aspects of the body. That's the reason why energy medicine also plays an important role in really fixing some of our physical ailments. Now, that's where Marma controls not only physiological aspects, but it also psychological aspects or the subtle aspects. Again, I've told you how Marma points are connected with nadis, which in turn connected with our chakras. That is how the physical realm and the subtle realm can be managed. Now here, the focus of Marma therapy is to address two doshas and subdoshas. As I talked in the last couple of sessions, as I told you, um, one is Vata. Vata is nothing but air, and ether. Ether is the holding, air is the controlling part. That's one dosha. And within the Vata, there are five subdoshas. The subdosha which we need to focus when it comes to stress and anxiety is pranavayu. Pranavayu is the air we breathe in, the impressions we take in, the food we take in, the nutrition we take in, anything which is going inside our system is driven by pranavayu. Now, when that goes out of balance, there will be issues in the emotional aspects. So, which is also tightly linked with your brain, with your heart, lungs. Now, these are the physical aspects of what pranavayu is controlling. It also controls the emotions aspects of it. When it comes to pitta, sadhaka pitta, because that is what controls anger, resentment. Now let's switch to which Marma points will address these two subdoshas. Now, what is a Marma therapy? We can use massage, we can use acupressure, we can use acupuncture, or we can use aromatherapy. The difference is when you're using just the acupressure, you use normally thumb and just do a gentle circular motion clockwise few times on the on the marma point. Again, you can go and look at the details of each and every marma point, where is located. It's available on the internet. But that's where you do. That's the standard acupressure. If you want to do massage, then that's when you will add an oil to it based on the particular issue and the marma point. Each marma point has certain herbal oils or oils like almond oil, sesame oil. And acupuncture, as you know, it's a Chinese medicine. We use needles, and there are acupuncturists who does the marma acupuncture on that particular marma point. Aromatherapy, that's when you can use combination of carrier oils with some essential oils. Now, let's go back to the points which are very important for managing stress, which in turn managing pranavayu and sadhaka pitta. There is one point called adipati, which is right here. To aromatherapy is one of the sought after for this marma point. Again, this controls stress, controls anxiety. They're saying that Dr. David Frawley, and also Dr. Vasant have written very good books on this. I've extracted this from Dr. David Frawley's book. He is one of the greatest Ayurvedic doctors who's out there, who did in-depth analysis and who wrote wonderful books. same as Dr. Vasantalat. In that book, he says we can use Mahanarayana Thaila or sesame oil in combination of, again, 3% dilution with essential oil, mint as an essential oil. So that's one marma point, that is Adipati. And the second marma point is Amsapalaka. It is right behind or right above the collar bones. And the third point is here, it's called Avanta. For the second point, Amsapalaka, we have to again use, we can use Mahanarana Thaila, sesame oil, again mint as an essential oil. I try to use similar oils as long as it works. That way it is easy for us to really use it on us on a daily basis. Similarly, for Avanta, we can use almond oil, and again, when we use this traditional carrier oil with an essential oil, 3 drops, and do a gentle massage in a circular motion, that is when you are actually you will start seeing the real benefits. Again, there are lots of books out there. At least those 2 books are really good. I would suggest you to go and look at those to really understand what is marma therapy and how it can be used to enhance or to manage stress. Then the other one is Hridaya. Hridaya is nothing but heart. It's right here at the heart point, in between two breasts. Again, acupressure, a gentle acupressure at this point is really, it will be helpful. Similarly, Nabi, that's the belly point. Marma massage, in this case, we can use almond oil, dashmula, or sesame oil. And the other marma point is Fana. Fana is right here. So again, some of these marma points, they are true on either side of your nostrils. So this is also one more marma point which will help us to relieve the stress and anxiety. And there is one marma point called Chipra, which is right here. And massage is a preferred therapy. You can use almond oil, Mahanairan oil, or sesame oil. Then there are 2 marma points on your feet. One is called Kurcha and other is Kurcha Shira. Again, acupressure is good for Kurcha, and for Kurcha Shira, it's aromatherapy. We can use castor oil, sesame oil, and we can use myrrh or saffron essential oils. Now, there are also a few more marma points. One is Simanta, Stapani. Stapani is right here. So anytime when you feel stress or anxiety, and this is where you can use ashwagandha thailam or sesame oil, and essential oils you can use bayberry or mint. Again, there's also one more marma point called Vidura. So I think it's right here. So these are the marma points which are useful. So let me just recap. So Simanta, Stapani, Tala Hridaya, Vidura, similarly Shipra, Kurcha, Kurchashira, and Hridaya, Nabi, Fana, Adipati, Amsapalaka, and Avanta. So these are the marma points which are really useful for managing stress or anxiety. You can do acupressure, just use your thumb, acupuncture with a specialist, a practitioner, acupuncture practitioner. You can use massage with a carrier oil, or you can do aromatherapy where you do the same massage, but you'll use a carrier oil and essential oil at a 3% dilution. Again, we're talking about integrative stress management protocols using Ayurveda. That's when I talked about herbs. What are some of the herbs which are useful? And some of the few ones are ashwagandha, shankapushpi, valerian root, skullcap, jatamansi. So then we also talked about marma therapy. Now let me focus on um, aromatherapy. Now, one of my favorite protocols is aromatherapy. Why aromatherapy is so useful in our day-to-day life and why it is so effective? Because of one of our powerful senses is sense of smell. The first thing, sometimes we cannot see with our eyes, but we can smell it and we can sense that something is wrong. So sense of smell is really powerful. That's the reason why aromatherapy can be effectively used to calm our emotions, to calm our anxiety, to calm our stress and anger and resentment. Now, I'll take one example and I'll explain why it is so powerful. Let's say if somebody is feeling anxious, a lot of anxiety, we see a lot of anxiety and we want to address. When you're talking about subtle aspects of a human body, the energy will be in the higher chakras. And the lower chakras, they have depleted energy. That's when they will feel very light. That's when the anxiety will be more, which in turn can lead to stress or vice versa. So we need to bring that person down. That means we need to ground that person. Now, what is an essential oil which is useful for grounding a person? What we do is we go and pick an essential oil which has the properties of grounding. In this case, vetiver. Vetiver is a root which goes very deep into the ground. When you take that root, tons of that root, using steam distillation, extract the essential oil and apply that essential oil using one of the prescribed methods, then we are transferring those grounding properties from that root into our system through sense of smell or sense of touch and smell. When you do massage plus aromatherapy, we are using both senses, and that is how we are increasing the energy in lower chakras, Muladhara, and reducing energy in the higher chakras. That is how we are addressing the stress and anxiety and grounding a person. Again, you can also use chanting. You can use LUM. Again, I'll cover that in mindfulness protocols. But again, chanting is one of the ways. Now, going back to the aromatherapy, for managing stress or anxiety, there are various ways in which we can apply aromatherapy. One is for bath. You can put 5 to 6 drops of one or combination of these essential oils, either in a carrier oil or in milk, and put it in your bathtub. Then get into the bath, get into the water, because you should never put essential oil directly into the water and get into the tub, because it just stills, it won't mix. That's the reason why you always need a carrier oil. Or you can use these essential oils as a room spray. Making a room spray is very simple. Make sure that you have high quality essential oils. Then take a 20 ml distilled water, 2 ml of alcohol, put 20 drops of essential oil, put into a sprayer, and boom, you have an essential oil spray. That's the room freshener. Now, during these COVID days, you can go with some of the essential oils which have some antiviral properties. Again, none of them is proved in a clinical setting, but they have the antiviral essential oil properties, which can be manuka. You can use combination of manuka and lavender. You can use eucalyptus. So some of these essential oils can be used as a room spray or diffuser. You can take a diffuser, put 5 to 10 drops based on the size of the diffuser in water and turn it on. Or you can use it for your massage. And we also talked about how essential oils can be used in aromatherapy also. So what are some of the essential oils which are very, very good for managing stress and anxiety? Now I would like to, you guys to take a pen and a paper. That way I'll read it slowly. You can write it down. One is bergamot, clary sage, elmi, jasmine, melissa, neroli, rose, sandalwood, yang yang. Now, some of these oils are also very good, again, vetiver. And so general essential oils for stress: bergamot, clary sage, elmi, jasmine, melissa, neroli, rose, sandalwood, yang yang. Yang yang, melissa, neroli, rose, bergamot can also be used for chakra massage. In this case, we said when the person is anxiety levels are high, we said we can do massage on the Mooladhara to ground the person. So this essential oil can also be used for massage on the Mooladhara chakra. Again, chakra mapping is also, we can go and massage at a particular point, or you can use, there is a chakra mapping on the internet, you can look at on the feet. Even if you do it, the effects are same. Similarly, as we discussed, two subdoshas which we were focusing, one is pranavayu and other is sadhaka pitta. For pranavayu, to control pranavayu, out of balance pranavayu, there are certain essential oils: frankincense, clary sage, geranium, lavender, mandarin, palo santo, patchouli, Roman chamomile, and vetiver. Again, these are for pranavayu. Anytime when we want to control anxiety, these are the essential oils which are useful. Let me just read it one more time: clary sage, frankincense, geranium, lavender, mandarin, palo santo, patchouli, Roman chamomile, and vetiver. The other subdosha which I talk is sadhaka pitta. Now, for sadhaka pitta, there are certain essential oils which are really useful. One is agarwood, conifers, eucalyptus, but eucalyptus should not be applied directly on skin. It can be used for inhalation only. Neroli, palo santo, rose, similarly rosemary is also very useful for inhalation, sandalwood, and yang yang. So these are the essential oils for sadhaka pitta, which is controlling anger, resentment. I'll repeat it: agarwood, coniferous, eucalyptus, neroli, palo santo, rose, rosemary, sandalwood, and yang yang. Now, as I told you, these essential oils can be used for aromatherapy. They can be used for bath, for massage therapy. It can be used as a room sprays or in a diffuser. So today we covered how do you manage stress using Ayurvedic protocols, that is herbs from west and east. We also talked about how various marma points, how we can use acupressure, acupuncture, marma, just a massage and aromatherapy on those marma points which I have discussed today to reduce stress and anxiety. We also talked about aromatherapy and various protocols and essential oils to manage stress, control pranavayu, and sadhaka pitta. So I'll If you have any questions, since I had some technical issues, I'm directly not on the Facebook. What you can do is you can give me 1 second. In fact, I can get onto the Facebook while we are doing it. Give me 1 second. So that way I can, if you have any questions, let me just look at your questions and I can go ahead and answer them. So maybe, you know, I would suggest, I'm having some issues. I don't know where all these links are. So maybe, you know, my suggestion is you can send me all your questions in form of comments, and I'll have it. I can I can respond to these questions because I'm not able to uh, see this live session here. Yeah, I'm not able to see. Okay, guys. So I think I'm having some issues because I'm trying to log in from a different system. But please send all your questions. Then once I get all your questions, I'll respond to them, and in an email, um, we can take it forward. Oh, I think I'm seeing it. What therapy would you suggest for someone medication for depression? Okay, so for depression, essential oils are really good. One of the best essential oils for depression is bergamot. Any other questions? Uh, Rajgopal, do we see any questions? How do we? I think one more. How do we improve vein strength? So again, I need to really understand what do we mean by vein strength. If you can send me some more information of what problem are we trying to address, then definitely I can answer that question. Okay, guys, I think it looks like I don't see any other questions. Or if you have any other questions, please send me a message. I'll post my reply back. Okay. Namaste all. Thank you very much.